Guardian, Cade and Crow scouted a number of potential paths to get us closer to the witness. They sighted a tormentor guarding this pass. Take it out, and the way should be clear. Show no restraint. I want our enemy to know exactly what you're capable of.
Wizard's down and the way is clear.
Good work. If those Ahamkara prove to be helpful, you should look for opportunities to use them.
It's not like you to encourage recklessness, Zavala.
It's not like you, Ikora, to lecture on recklessness.
There were other routes we could have taken, but you chose the most dangerous. Why?
Isn't this the sort of risk you've always demanded I take?
One that's more direct, fewer enemies. I know that you're angry, that you've lost faith in the Traveler. But don't let it cloud your judgment.
This isn't about the Traveler. It's about hitting back hard.
Ikora, should we be worried about the pulsing Ahamkara guts in the walls?
You should always be worried when there are guts in the walls.
Torment, ahead!
You already know what to do.
It's on the run, but we wounded it. It won't get far.
Guardian, between you and me, I like Zavala's moxie, but this ain't him. Ikora's right to be worried. I got a bad feeling too.
Enemy signature incoming. It's gone. For now, at least. This doesn't look like any place I've ever seen. Taken signatures. They're everywhere. Ikora, Zavala, there's a whole town down here. The architecture looks pyramidal, but it's different. Older.
Something from the witness's past. Buried and abandoned in this mountain. Find out what it's hiding.
But be careful. We still don't know enough about its origins.
Give yourself to
darkness. Only there will you find the answers you seek.
Did you hear that? It spoke to us. It wants to help. Just as I told you before.
Or it could be a trap. Listen to yourself, Zavala. I've known you for hundreds of years, but right now, I don't even recognize you.
You just don't like it when people change.
I don't like change that can cost lives.
That isn't your decision to make. When we faced Savathun, you took unimaginable risks.
That's enough. Focus on the mission. Get your eyes up each other's throats and put them back on that tormentor.
There's the tormentor.
Rend it apart.
did it. The way is clear.
Give yourself to darkness. Only there will you find the answers you seek. This is the first concrete, actionable lead we've had since we arrived.
What about Cade's vision? We should follow the path the Traveler has laid for us.
How are we supposed to do that, when all it gives us is more riddles? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. What does that even mean?
I don't know, but the Traveler wants you alive.
No! You do! That's what you want, Ikora. You once told me that to do nothing is cowardice. And now, you'd rather lose everything than to risk making the wrong move. But you aren't even thinking about that. You're just afraid to lose me like we lost Cade. Commander, you're out of line! Stay out of this. You weren't there. You don't know what happened when you died on us.
You're right. I can't lose you, Zavala.
Someday you will. And you'll have to learn to live with that. Answers are finally within our reach. Give yourself to darkness.
Zavala, this is reckless. And that's coming from me. You're not just going to let him do this, are
No
you?
one lets me do anything. I am Vanguard Commander, and you will follow my orders.
And we're your friends. We can find another way. The Traveler...
The Traveler can't help us. It could never help us. I gave it everything I had. And it keeps taking.
You have us. You have Cade back. Your fire team.
That's not enough.
Bad news. The commander's left camp alone without his ghost. Tarj needs our help tracking him down. Zavala believes he'll find the witness's weakness by giving himself to darkness. We knew what the risks were when we came here. That we might not all make it back out. Zavala better than anyone. I know he's trying to protect us by going alone. It's why he left Tarj behind. He pretends he's dismissed Cade's vision, but we've both seen what's behind his eyes. Zavala is ready to embrace his final death, just for a chance to destroy the witness. He needs us.
There's a storm gathering. You can feel it in the air. The closer we get to the monolith, the more powerful the witness's influence becomes.
It's interfering with my ability to track the commander. He won't respond when I hail him. The look in his eyes when he turned away from me. I don't know what he plans to do. He won't let anything stop him.
Copy that. We'll need to move fast.
Cade?
Saw you stand up to the commander back there, kid. That took guts. Let's go.
Ikora's not coming?
No? Just you and me.
You can't blame her.
Tarj, what did Zavala say when he left.
I'm going for a walk. Look after them.
Guardian, you join up with Tarj, Kate and I will bring up the rear. Take down anything that's standing between Zavala and his ghost.
I've got an idea, if you'll humor me. The statue that implored Zavala to give himself to darkness. There are more of them, all over this place.
You think you can get them to talk?
They'll speak up if they have something to say. That's what I do. Come on, let's establish a rapport. Look me in the eye and speak truth. Where is he? We know he came this way.
Your commander seeks our witness. But without you, he will become one among its many.
What the hell does that mean? Did you do something to him?
Those who have not yet been culled from the collective will guide him. We who have been bound will lead you. You must break through.
So is that an offer to help? Hello? Pointing to our doom. Let's go.
Storm.
It's building, growing stronger. Good. If the witness doesn't want us to come this way, it means we're on the right track. Been bound. It sounds like those statues are prisoners of the witness, just as Zavala believed. I hope he feels vindicated.
The statue said that Zavala will become one among its many. Was that a threat or a warning?
We'll need to find another. Judging by the guards, our next contact isn't here. Want to help us find Zavala? Fine. But it's your fault we're in this mess. Why did you reach out to him in the first place?
Our voices are many, but our voices are weak. It's too bright here. Give yourself to darkness. In darkness, our voices will be heard.
Do you think we can trust them?
Any sign of the commander?
Ikora, you came.
Of course I came. It's my fire team.
And a fire team's a family. No sign of Zavala yet.
But he was right about the statues. They're trying to help us. I've had enough of this. Commander, come in. Commander, answer your comms now. This is the last time I let him walk away from me.
The last statue said they can only speak to us in darkness. That makes me think they still have some connection to the witness.
Something that's made up of 1 million individuals is bound to have a few dissenting voices.
We are the shame our witness could not bear to reckon with. So the first knife cut us out. Exile until we are deemed worthy. Imprisoned until we can be reintegrated into the final shape.
You were once part of the witness. Can you just tell us how to defeat it?
We are bound. There is no other way but to give yourself to darkness. Give yourself to darkness and see. Your commander needs you, little light. You will set us free. You will set us all free.
Why would the witness imprison its own like this?
The witness seeks to control what it can't change, and to change what it can't control. That's the purpose of the final shape.
It's afraid.
You couldn't have stopped him, Taj.
True. Zavala can't be stopped by much. But he is my commander. I watch out for him. I raise him when he falls. And a Guardian's run amok, look what happens. Is he an audience with something that punched a hole in the Traveler? If you could just tell us how to free you.
We're not strong enough to aid you. Your journey is close to an end. But we're not strong enough. We're not strong enough.
I don't think any of us are strong enough to do this alone.
Unfortunately, Zavala forgot that when he left without me. But that's why I'm here. To remind him. a surge of energy, but I can't pinpoint Zavala's location.
It's probably more interference. Just concentrate on him.
I can't.
You can. Just feel for his light.
I can't.
Tarj, it's okay if you can't find Zavala. We're past the storm, but something could still be throwing off the signal. Even if that isn't the case, you don't have to know your guardian by his light.
And how would you feel were you in my shell? You scour the earth for years, hunting on vague feeling, growing lonely, losing faith, but eventually, miraculously, finding your mark. And you spend years more by his side, watching him fight and die, fall in love, lose himself to grief. You forge a bond, seal your fates. And yet you're not sure if you can do the only thing you were made to do for the one person you were meant for? How would you feel?
Well, I...
Forget it. The feeling doesn't matter. You take a closer source, I'll check the one ahead. I know what to do.
We got your back, buddy.
Ghost, Guardian, keep looking. We'll catch up with Tarj.
Our signal is coming from another one of the Traveler's gifts. But Zavala's not here. Vanguard, have you found him?
Not yet.
the shield, Guardian. Enemies down. Let's get out of here and find Tarsh. This place is falling apart. We gotta move.
Guardian, Tarsh has a lock on the commander. Hurry. Zavala, please. Don't do this.
Commander, you come to us for answers. We too once looked to the silent God for purpose. But all he could offer was more life, void of meaning. No. Lies. We ran from it. So we sought its opposite. And in it, found means to bring order to an unruly universe. Your traveler had no tolerance for such vision. And we had no tolerance for its ambivalence. We would force purpose from it, driven by a single, immutable will. So we called our doubts fear. Anything that separated us, that clouded our intent, thus becoming one in darkness. What was made can be unmade. Lead us where we destroyed ourselves. Siege lost. And now, we will have you join us. Commander.
No! I see what you are.
What do you see?
I see fear.
Taj, no!
We have done away with fear. We are not afraid.
Yes, you are.
This changes nothing, Zavala. You're still our friend. You're still our commander.
It changes everything. I have no light, no purpose, no ghost.
I know you want to blame yourself, but Taj knew what he was getting into.
Don't. Please. I was prepared to pay any cost. I was. Not Taj. He was devoted. He was brave. And part of me resented him for that. Sometimes I wished he would just Leave me to rot in peace.
Well, he did what ghosts are supposed to do, right? He recruited you for a war. And he chose to sacrifice himself so you could end it.
End it? How? I threw away my light for a riddle and a memory.
A memory that can save us all. Of the witness becoming what it is. What was made.
Can be unmade. Right. Right! Oh, we gotta link up with those defector specters again.
The place they showed me. It's here. The witness's memories became manifest too. I can guide us. But I'll need help.
We can do that.
Alrighty then. We keep our momentum and Zavala gets to focus on something that's not... You know, we ask a lot of our ghosts. And they don't get 1 second chance, much less the million that we do. Just wish I'd thanked my gal Sundance back when I could. But she knew I appreciated her. At least I hope.
Taj was the kind of ghost I thought I ought to be. There's no manual on how to do what we do, but Taj always knew the right answer. He was dedicated, dutiful, and he knew Zavala better than Zavala knows himself. I want to believe that his light has returned to the Traveler like Sundance's did. Like mine will someday. Taj is gone. Zavala is mortal, but their sacrifice can't be for nothing. We have to go to the memory of the place where the witness made itself, so we can learn how to unmake it. It's here, in the Pale Heart. I have faith in us. The Traveler has faith in us. And now, thanks to Taj, we have a chance.
The witness's defector spoke of a ritual site. The place where they destroyed themselves.
Where the witness was created.
Yes. Zavala thinks he can navigate us to it. Guardian, you lead. We'll follow. Zavala no longer has his light.
But I do have my gun. Reaching the ritual site is our top priority. Do not let your focus stray.
Hey, this is the secure line. How's the commander?
Commanding.
We've already got resistance. This won't be...
Your search for purpose continues. Once more, it leads you to us. What is it you seek? Your endless pursuit of us yields you nothing.
Take it, blockade it.
We're getting an influx of hive back here.
Clear them out. The witness knows there are dissenting voices within it. It'll stop at nothing to keep us from reaching the ritual site.
Take it, blockade it.
We're getting an influx of hive back here.
Clear them out. The witness knows there are dissenting voices within it. It'll stop at nothing to keep us from reaching the ritual site.
Over here. Keep moving.
You You wish to aid your traveler with reckless abandon. To spread the futile poison of life. Chaos, disguised as freedom. We deny this pain. Let us enlighten you.
That riddle, what was made can be unmade. I can't get it out of my head. How are we supposed to unmake the witness?
The same way that the witness plans to remake the universe.
The Traveler's light.
Light restores, terraforms, shapes. We could use it to break the witness apart. Destroy it.
There's resonance energy coming from that doorway. There has to be some way past it.
I was powerless when I stood before the witness. When I confronted it in that place. But Guardian, your ability to wield both darkness and light gives you an advantage. You will do what I could not.
You are no longer a pawn of the light. Be free.
We've got Hive Knights incoming.
Thank you. The light bearers of soul. In truth, you seek not hope, but endless challenge.
This ambition is known to us. That what can be destroyed must be destroyed. Find your purpose. Be chosen.
gift from the Traveler. It's still trying to help us.
teaches that what cannot be destroyed will surpass infinity. The Hive were lost to this childish game. Too obsessed by the violence of the first knife to see the final carving. Are you not also a prisoner of this eternal chase? For all your power, you destroy to receive glittering rewards, the commendations of your peers, triumphant accolades for all to see. We offer you an escape. Embrace this truth. Be uplifted, triumphant against entropy.
Sounds like the witness thinks you're hot stuff.
It flattered me too. It offered me the Awoken Throne, a kingdom all my own. My sister's love.
How is your sister?
On her way with the helm.
Mara?
You're in danger, brother.
And you're supposed to be with the Coalition fleet on the other side of the portal.
I know.
Mara, don't be stupid.
Now you know how it feels.
Accept all that you are owed. Be adorned.
I really don't like the look of these rooms. Guardian, that looks like the old Vanguard war table.
Lightbearer. These meager pawns you allow to lead you. Their strength pales in comparison to your own. They hold you back from all that you could become. We judged humanity before you made your greatness known. Your worth, your might. You deserve power. More than your traveler would ever grace you. Join us. Not as part of the final shape, but as a god.
Tarj was right.
Silence, you insolent speck.
A disciple. You wouldn't make that offer unless you were truly desperate. Terrified. Of us. Of what the Guardian can now do.
You seek the place we destroyed ourselves. Come. And be destroyed.
Hey, what the hell happened in there? The line went dead.
The witness. This is the place Zavala described. Fire team, we're here. It's quiet. Feels like a tomb. Stagnant. And there, at the center, the place where the witness was made.
Give yourself to darkness, Guardian. But stay vigilant. Stay alive.
Cora, Crow, we're under attack. Cora? Hello? Come in.
We've got enemies incoming too. We're trying to get to you as fast as we can.
Subjugator down. Sword. Grab it, Guardian. Traveler's not free yet, but it's still trying to help us. We've got our opening into the darkness.
We're still fighting our way through. Don't wait for us.
Here we go.
In darkness, we saw ourselves. Simultaneously victims.
And perpetrators. Condemned to fade in light.
As all things do.
And so we reshaped ourselves to become this purpose the universe lacked. We lost ourselves there. Destroy us.
Something's happening to the air here, Guardian. Be careful. Another subjugator.
We're just outside the ritual site, but keep at it. We'll hold the line and keep everything we can from spilling in.
Vanguard, we figured it out. What was made in darkness can be unmade in darkness. In darkness, the statues are still part of the witness. Destroying them will destroy the witness.
Ghost, you two need to get back in there.
Guardian, that sword.
The light forgets. The light forgives. In memory, we remain. But in light, we are freed.
The light will tear us. Light will rend mind from mind, split what has become vile one into the repentant many. Destroy us.
Whatever you're doing, it's working.
Guardian, you must return to the dark.
Your gardener cannot help you while in prison.
Free it. It will take all you have
And more
to unmake that which has been made.
in the darkness.
Destroy us.
We cut you out!
Guardian.
Get out of there, now!
The witness is regrouping, but we'll keep it off you.
Cora,
Be brave.
keep going. Keep going, Guardian.
I've got a lock on your position.
Mara,
Hold on, I'm bringing you up.
We had such hope. You would understand.
It's wounded.
But you choose entropy.
We need to go.
In chaos. And in your wake, there is only suffering.
Keep moving!
You are unworthy of salvation.
All is not yet lost. The witness may have won this battle, but it is wounded. And while you've been occupied here, within the Traveler's heart, I've brought our allies to help you land the final blow. The full might of Keitel's empire stands behind us in this endeavor. Mizrax Kel rallies his House of Light to save their great machine. And I have found a guardian of great renown, Micah 10, who comes to us with bold ideas. If you intend to subdue the Witness, we must first fight its corruption and weaken its hold on the Traveler. You will grow in strength, in power, and when the reckoning is at last upon us, you will storm the Witness's monolith and strike where it is most vulnerable. You will shatter its hold on the Traveler, and you will end it.
We know how to defeat the Witness. I didn't think I'd ever be able to say those words. We can use your affinity with darkness to navigate it and seek out the Witness where it's most vulnerable. And we'll channel the Traveler's light to destroy it from within. But first, we have to loosen the Witness's hold on the Traveler. We aren't strong enough without its full power behind us. Our allies are here now. They'll help us ready ourselves to strike against the Witness and sever its connection to the Traveler. This is it, Guardian. I know I'm in rough shape, but I'm not afraid. This is what I was made for. Whatever it takes.
Guardian, be alert. I sense loosened hives swarming to your location. Too many to just be from Luzaku's brood.
Are they coming to help?
That is unlikely.
Then let's see if we can find out what they're up to. I think Mara's right. The loosened hive are setting up to attack the tower. We need to get down there.
Heads up. I've spotted some loosened hive crossing the mountain. It looks like they're on the move, same direction we are.
Mara spotted them too. Headed to the tower. You and Cade be careful up there.
See if you can intercept them, Guardian. The last thing we need is hive light bearers catching us in a pincer. Savathun waited until we were down to kick us.
Isn't that the prevailing style, my sweet flappable friend? At least it's my style.
What the hell do you think you're doing? The entire universe is at stake. Why are your people attacking us?
Why indeed? Maybe you should ponder that little riddle a bit more. Let it roll around in your pretty little skulls. There's more than existence at stake within the Traveler. I'm sure you've so many guesses as to what my motives could be. Brimming with light and dark, like an overflowing teacup. Not so long ago, some would have called that heretical.
That's enough. We're trying to heal the Traveler. If we lose, so do you.
If my little army is enough to stop you from winning your fight, do you really think you have a chance against something like the Black Fleet?
You think you're helping us?
Oh, I've always been helping us. But I'll admit, this little contingency is a tad more selfish than I've let on. Don't worry. We're almost done.
We don't have time for your games.
Oh, that's all this is, Crow. A game of moving pieces and pretty shapes. But I'm looking beyond this one. Setting the pieces for the next great anticipation. Welcome to the end, Guardian. Show me how you're going to stop it. not bad, but not good enough. Not yet, anyway. I'll be watching.
Lucent Hive are falling back from the tower, regrouping. Savathun's brood are going to dig into the Traveler like ticks. We can't fight two wars at once, not in our state.
Leave the Witch Queen to me. I have a suspicion about what game she's at, and we can't let it distract us.
But... you're sure you've got this?
The Guardian and I can dispense with Savathun's brood. Right now, the Vanguard needs you.
If anything changes, you know I'm here.
I know.
Well, hey there. Keep your head down.
It was only a matter of time before Savathun showed herself. She is not capable of letting this moment pass without placing a claw on the scales. For now, she has exactly what she wants. Uncertainty. We will take that from her. Track down her brood and pull back the veil from her plans.
Mara Sav, so eager to spar with gods at the drop of a hat. Aren't you tired of losing to me?
I seem to recall your logic rebuked. Your ghost being imprisoned by the Vanguard. That tastes of anything but rest.
The sword logic was always tough. But your bomb logic also wicked out in flames. Quite spectacularly, if I do say so myself. Two queens. Failed by ideology. We adapt or die. And it's a new age. Isn't that right, Your Majesty? Do you see it yet? The end of our little game. Buried between memory and material.
Between dark and light. What trinket from the past holds your attention so?
Not a trinket. A perspective. The knowledge of angles, of edges, and the points at which they end. A convincing argument from Sister Superior, you could say.
Guardian, those taken. I need you to focus your efforts on destroying them and releasing their energy. As much of it as you can. Placed a finger on the scales. The darkness inside of you is searching, like standing on the threshold of being taken. You see how they see. Savathun's plan was never about hiding anything, but revelation. Look for what is out of place, and bend it back. I cannot hold it any longer.
I feel the Traveler's pain too, you know. Without me, the Witness would have swept Saul away a long time ago.
How noble of you. I am sure your intentions were pure, with no ulterior motive.
You play an unwinnable game, meant to extend on forever. And I've shown you how to change the rules time and time again. Without even thank you.
There will be a day when you've run out your usefulness, witch. When you will have no greater scheme to protect you from our wrath. We must know what is happening here. Guardian, destroy the Taken. I require their power. Reveal what lies here. I will hold as long as I am able.
Wait. I feel light. But it's out of phase? A light fissure. But it exists in an entirely different state of matter that we can normally perceive.
But the Taken can.
Ah, you figured it out. Just in time. Here they come now.
This one comes to your aid, Guardian. You need not fight alone.
There are fissures of light all across the Pale Heart that exist out of phase with the material world, ones brimming with potential. Now that I know how to find them, I should be able to help the Traveler.
Then we're both getting what we want. How nice when light bearers find mutually beneficial outcomes. You're welcome. And thank you for not interfering as much as you could have.
Words spoken on borrowed time. You only live because a threat more pressing overshadows you.
Oh, there's no need to flatter me. You can save your love for later when all of this comes back around.
If you're so interested in helping, call off the Lucent Brood. Help us fight the Traveler's enemies.
Guardians, always wanting more. Don't look a tithing thrall in the maw, little ghost.
Guardian, we received a report from Crow that House Salvation are converging on the Cradle.
House Salvation is fractured. The devoted here cannot be swayed from the Witness's command.
Mithrax, I can hear the Traveler calling out in pain. Whatever House Salvation is doing, it ends now.
Guardian, a mobile gate center lies ahead. It appears to be shielded with a power source near your location. Dismantle their defenses, and I will splice into House Salvation's communications. Together, we will reveal House Salvation's intentions.
Salvation are trying to tap into the root of paracausal power here.
The tree.
According to their data, the tree regulates paracausal energy flowing through it, both light and dark.
It appears they're mapping that flow through the Traveler, looking for vulnerable points.
I've got a copy of the data. Let's move. Mithrax, if I'm reading this data correctly, it looks like we need to get below the tree, to its root system.
House Salvation has erected barriers preventing entry, but their power sources are remote. This technology... it is a hybrid of Elixni and Pyramid design. It carries no spirit, like Scorncraft. It can be disabled, but the interface is unfamiliar to me. The splice will require time. These machines operate by harvesting paracausal energy. Some utilize light, others darkness.
We've seen tech like this before. It's only ever designed to handle one polarity of paracausal energy. Harvest their energy and force it into the machines.
Are down. Now is our chance.
justice, Guardian.
Mithrax, who was that?
A shadow of my shameful life, stretching out from the past to chase me.
Don't let it rattle you. We've restored the tree's energy flow and kept it out of the enemy's hands. But we can't leave an enemy operative unaccounted for.
Agreed. I propose my House Salvation contacts work alongside your agents. We will hunt this foe together. Elixni, like that captain, have forgotten themselves. After millennia adrift, abandoned, they step within the great machine and choose to despoil this sacred place in service to the one who caused the whirlwind. They must be brought to justice.
Behold, sister, the lie that makes itself true, an Ahamkara.
Do you know what power you hold within your hands?
I know it with my very soul. This is the way we safeguard our people.
You gave chase to my words without hesitation. I hoped you might at least refuse.
Never. Tell me you are pleased.
I am, Aldrin, but more for your return than for a gift I never thought possible.
I voyaged worlds for you, Mara. I brought you a wish dragon. Are you not proud of your brother?
Mostly I missed him.
Guardian, my Hidden have turned up some information on the captain who fled the tree. His name is Cora. He was Aramis's right hand until we retook Seraph Station. After our last meeting, my agents tracked him to Europa. They're rallying a counterattack to retake the tree. We can't risk a setback at this stage in our operation.
Cora does not deserve the rank of captain. Let us do what I should have done long ago.
Long ago? We're with you, Mithrax. Hopefully we can stop him before he draws any more Elixni into this fight.
Suffering for the promise of Reese Reborn can be intoxicating.
That's what the Witness's philosophy does. It takes hope and twists it into a lie.
Remote control node.
Mithrax. This seems personal.
Yes. When I plundered with the old crews, my mother was captain. As command passed to me, she remained a specter of power. Violence aged me, and I cut ties with that life. With her. Silent years passed before I learned of a sobering truth. She was long dead, killed by Cora of the House of Winter. And for him, I will redraw my blade. tried to move beyond it, but it seems our pasts are restless beasts.
I've locked away pieces of my past as well. to protect myself and others. Youth is chaotic, but if we command that energy, mold it into something better, like you and I've done in the city.
Yes. Like we will continue to do in the future.
But for now, I think we can manage a few secrets from the past.
Cora, I am Mithrax, son of Enax, and I am your end.
looked more like one of the witnesses' hollowed-out vessels.
I wanted him to know that Mithrax delivered judgment upon Korra. Now, at least, it is done. Rest, Spirit of Enox. Your son has avenged you.
Put your mind at ease, Kell of Light. You can celebrate this victory. Thank you for sharing her story.
Many in her salvation still require our aid. And this brush with my youth brings my daughter to mind. Her hopes, her ambitions. There are many who would prey upon them. Many who would twist her kindness.
She'll find her path, just like we have. Because she has you to guide her.
I hope you guide her as well. She holds the great Ikora Ray in the highest respect.
You have my word.
Devotion to my potential. I don't know what you think that potential is, or why you left me this.
What do you see when you hold that weapon in your hands?
Lessons stained into the blade.
Wrong. You're spending too much time looking at blemishes. Devote yourself to them, and you miss the edge's sharpness, the sturdiness of the haft. All things have potential, if they are properly cared for. If not, they rust, they chip, and eventually, they shatter. People are no different. I was in command. There was an alliance to protect, and you were chipping away at yourself. You were a new light with a future. It was my responsibility to care for you. Now, it's time you figured out what that future is.